Hello everyone. It is noon, high noon. I watched that 2 days ago with Gary Cooper. I haven't seen that probably 30 years. Good movie. See all these barricades? Now they're gonna close these roads off here, all of them. We have the Ziegler Full Marathon Sunday morning. I will not be here. This will be a madhouse. You'd better get everything done and down these side streets right here before the event, because you'll be bottled up for about 4 or 5 hours. People riding or running by. Not quite that long, but for a while. Thousands of people will be running. Again, a full marathon. Tomorrow there's a practice. That ought to be something. We may be here in town tomorrow. If so, I'll try to get some video of the practice. But I won't be here for any of the marathon. Be right back. Yeah, the marathon starts downtown in Kalamazoo. And makes its way, weaves all around the city, through the different neighborhoods, and everything. There's hills, there's valleys, there's peaks. Yep. This is Howard Street right here, a main thoroughfare. This will be closed. Be running straight down Oakland. Have one of the fire units here coming up to the corner. Station here on the corner has one of the large tower ladders here in Kalamazoo, and it happens to be outside right now. And as we drive by, we'll take a little look at it. Be right back. Very nice. All right. There's WKZO Channel 3. Take a little ride here. Someone's building a brand new house right here on the corner. Probably the first new house that's been built along here since the 40s. And I'm serious. I'd see those fire trucks again, but there were some wild turkeys standing right here on the way down the hill. They moved their way off into the woods. All right. I shall be right back. When I was in grade school, this home straight across the street from me right here now, that was home of one of my buddies. His name was Vaughn. And it didn't look like that then. And those pine trees were just little bitty Christmas tree-like pines. Right back. Last time I seen him was the end of 3rd grade. And we changed school districts in 4th grade. Never seen him again. There's a rather phallic-looking stone up here on the front lawn of the Montague house. Slim Pickens might go, "What in Hades hell is that?" A lot of people wonder. Some think that they may want to hide that. I remember driving by there so many times after hearing that, and people would be riding with me, and I wasn't going to bring something up like that. And I'd start kind of chuckling. They go, "What's so funny?" And I go, "Nothing. You know, tell us. And so literally 2 or 3 times I had to turn around, go back, turn around again, and drive by it a second time so they could take a look. And every single time they were just dying Twice I had to sit there and go around behind the Montague house and park so they could walk around the front, take pictures of it. Take pictures of them standing next to it and all that. I wouldn't want my picture standing next to that. I feel the same way that old Slim Pickens felt when he seen it. What in Hades hell is that? Be right back. Yeah, there goes some construction workers heading over there to the downtown arena site. They're moving right along with that. Coming up this weekend, they have a memorial down here at the Michigan News Agency for Dean Houck, the owner. Seen one of my previous videos. Deanie was my friend. And I won't be here this weekend, or I would go to that. They have left the shop exactly the way it was when she locked it up the night that she passed away. Nothing's going to be sold or given away. You can come through and sign the book and pass through her store just the way she left it. And it's right up here on the left. We'll take a quick look as we cruise by. Okay, famous sign, Art Deco sign right here, Michigan News Agency. Used to go there as a boy on my bicycle and buy magazines, comic books from her father. She was working there too, but only after she came back from college. That would have been when I would have seen her. Be right back. And just think what this is going to be like shortly with two-way traffic. The lane I'm in here right now, well, that'll be heading westbound. Look at how much we have right here. And they're cutting off a lane over here to the far right. And they're cutting off the parking area. And so this is a real plan down here, isn't it? I'm going to kind of let the semi go. This is a tight corner. And I don't need to get a one of those things. You know? An extra bill from the insurance company. One of those things. Very old building right here. You see the trees kind of in the center. Old bank building. Beautiful marble. Kind of peek at it as we go by here. Like I said, I'm gonna let that semi take his lane there. There you go. All right. Yeah. Well, then he cut him right off. Coming up here on the old Ellis sign. Ellis clock. I'll be right back. All right. The Ellis jewelry sign, I keep calling it a sign, it is. This clock was down in front of the Ellis jewelry store on the Kalamazoo Mall. It was moved one other location before it found its final home right there. And we shall be able to proceed. I just think this is going to be, like I say, with oncoming traffic. Well, everything's ducky. All kinds of ducky. Look where I'm at. We'll be right back. They're coming over from the festival site and the Arcadia Creek. That's Mallard City down here today. We're going to go inside the Heritage Company, take a look around. It says they're open. Be right back. They have a few milk bottles at home, and they have a couple here as well. Look very nice. Oh boy. Hardly can believe that those are antique now. Let's see what they have. There's the best of Jethro Tull. There's the best of ZZ Top. Well, that's right in the middle of it all. Yes. See if they have any uranium glass or Vaseline glass, Carnival glass. What if this is made in Kalamazoo? Let's see here. Looks like it's, 1 second. That's a nice little Natchez. Now these old saws, especially around here in southern Michigan, anywhere in Michigan, had to have them. Yep. Small pine trees were 30 inches in diameter. Find one of those today. I've seen pine boards that came out of trees that were 56 inches in diameter. Yep. I said 56 inches in diameter. I meant 56 inches wide. All right, as wide as this entryway is right here in this building. That's how wide those pine boards were. It's a big tree. Look at this floor here. Like the way they have these set up. You don't know what you're going to see. You'll walk in and look around. Here's one of those viewers. Remember in my one of the last videos when I went to the yard sale and found all those cards? Here's the stereo view cards right here. You can buy them. And here's one of the devices right here. You adjust the front here in and out to focus it. And then you look through here. And when you do, it's three-dimensional. Right? It's like $150 for the viewer alone. Pretty cool. Oh, here's a whole nest of them. Wow, the cards are $1 a piece. I got that stack about 2 inches thick for $1, but there is no viewer. Look at all the viewers. That's how popular they were back in the late Victorian times. Actually, in the middle of the Victorian times. Yep, pretty cool. See what's back over here. Hey, Grandpa, what you packing in that pipe there, boy? Eh? You kids gotta stay out of that behind that barn or you'll find out. Look at these cowpokes. Sure he's got cow sense. Just look where all he got his education. Well, that's kind of sad, really. That old pony's been around. Look at the brands on him. I don't see the Yellowstone, though. Open your shirt. Prove you're a man or woman. Here's a few steins back here. These are educational. I don't know much about that. Here are some cool plastic molds from back in the day. Oh. So this is where they brought it all when they were told to hide the silver when I came over. Tons of old postcards. Oh boy. There's some art in the deco right there. This is a handled cocktail shaker. Excellent. I don't drink cocktails, but I do dig deco. Now here is the kind of shaker I was used to when I was a boy. Except these mixers were green and they were generally a 4-head. But those were the stainless steel cups that you get your milkshakes made in down there at Tarnow Dairy. Going there for lunch, get a hot beef sandwich and a chocolate shake. And that's they'd serve them out of those stainless cups. You'd pour one big glass full, and you'd still have about 20% left in the bottom of that cup. The waitress would sit there and leave on the table. You could dig it out of there with your spoon. Those were the days. 45 cents. That's very nice. There's some whizzers. Some old toy pistolas. That one right there is pretty slick. Oh, there's a pair of them. Yeah. Yep, those are pretty slick. Nobody had those when I was a boy. Those were expensive. You go to the toy store, and they'd have a whole department there made just for boys and all the toy guns. Man, they had a lot of stuff. Johnny Lightning things, Zero M, all the Western stuff. They had all kinds of stuff. But then about between the time JFK was murdered and Martin Luther King and RFK, they started pulling those things off the shelves. And those gun departments, well, the toy gun departments, they dwindled to almost nothing. Today it's all Nerf. There's some more cocktail shakers. Very interesting. Ed Gein. Here you go. It's an Ed Gein cap. Well, not really. His was more of a Stormy Kromer style, but this does have little ear flaps that come down. And his had the piece, I believe, that went over the top like a Stormy Kromer. Oh, that's supposed to be Stormy Daniels. Oh, I'm singing that under the gaze. I ask forgiveness. I could hear some rumbling thunder. I wondered if I really was in trouble. I leaned up against the kettle drums. I'm sorry. Here's the music area. Well, right here, there's a Hofner bass on the floor. Next to that appears to be a Gibson, maybe a 335 pointed at us, red body. There's a Flying V. I can't really see what's behind here, but it looks like no, it's not an SG. That's a Strat. Right here's a Gretsch. It's got a little bit of everybody on that carpet. What's back here? Okay. Cool. Vinyl. See, these were the size of the bottles that we got our milk in when I was in 7th and 8th grade and all the way through high school. Just like that. It was roll-off. And this right here is an old ice box. When you used to have ice delivery, okay? And you'd open this up and you'd put the ice in it. Now, some of these also look like pie boxes, okay? I'm gonna read the tag and see if I was right. It is an ice box. It's been refinished. It's $980. Now the table next to it, that's a hat box. Okay, here's the Heritage store, and they're not open right now. You can see all the doors and stuff. Look at the ceiling. That's made of metal plates. Chandeliers, lights, but all the doors and things taken out of old Kalamazoo homes. And you can come in here and buy them. you name it. We're going to look through the windows. Look at that column. I mean, this store is just packed full. We'll come back here and do a video just from down around here. It's a beautiful old building that they restored. Okay, down here used to be auto parts company. It's the Amtrak. Can't see it from here, but you can hear it. We walk around the corner here, of course, because this was garage doors right here. They'd open up and go inside, and it was auto parts. And here is where they restore some of the old doors, you name it, woodwork out of the old homes and things around Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo Heritage Company. I think just beyond it here, of course, over here is the Beer Exchange. There used to be a ghost sign up here, but it's been painted over now. Beer Exchange is interesting, okay? There's other professional offices and suites in there, but the Beer Exchange is a place that you go and order beer, and depending on how many people are drinking it at the time, they're in that bar in the exchange, well, that will regulate the price. More people that are drinking, say that something from across the street over there, right across the street, Bell's Brewery, and say their Oberon comes out. I'm not a beer drinker, but I know that that's a big one in the time of year, and in the spring, and everybody in there be drinking Oberon. Well, the price goes up. Bigger demand, higher price. So while they're drinking Oberon, you might be able to get a say a Heineken for $1, and then everybody's drinking Heineken, and you might be able to get an Oberlander, a Fliegenlanden for $1. A little more than that, but you get the gist. I don't play games with drinking. They do, though. They make money. They're still there. Okay, folks, so that being said, down here in Kalamazoo this morning, in front of the Heritage Company, we'll bid you goodbye. Got the condos right here and everything next door. Ducks flying all around. Man, what a video, right? Bird feeders are out. All right. Yeah. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Quack, quack. We're all ducks.